For decades, humanity has looked up at the stars with wonder. The night sky, once a symbol of peace and discovery, has always inspired dreams of exploration and unity. But in recent years, something has changed. Behind the veil of science and technology, nations have started to view space not only as a frontier of exploration, but as a potential battlefield. Satellites, lasers, artificial intelligence, and secret military programs are redefining what it means to fight a war. The race to dominate the heavens is no longer about curiosity or progress. It's about control. Welcome to the new reality of modern warfare, the secret space war, and it has already begun. The origins of the space race. To understand today's growing tensions in space, we must look back to the Cold War era, when space exploration first became a symbol of global power. In the late 1950s, the world watched in awe as the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the first artificial satellite. The United States quickly followed, founding NASA in 1958 and embarking on a mission to outpace its rival. The space race wasn't just about reaching the moon. It was a competition to prove political and military superiority. Every rocket launch, every satellite, every mission to orbit carried a hidden message. Whoever controlled space controlled the future. While the world celebrated the first human landing on the moon in 1969,
It's on. Forward. Forward. 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. Great shadow. I'm going to step off the limb.
both superpowers were already thinking about the military potential of outer space. What began as a quest for exploration quietly evolved into the foundation of a new kind of warfare, one that would transcend national borders and Earth itself. From exploration to militarization, by the 1980s, space technology had become deeply intertwined with military strategy. Satellites were no longer just tools for communication or weather tracking. They were eyes in the sky, capable of tracking enemy movements, guiding missiles, and intercepting communications. The launch of America's Strategic Defense Initiative, nicknamed Star Wars, during the Reagan era marked a turning point. This ambitious program aimed to create a network of satellites and space-based weapons capable of intercepting nuclear missiles before they reached their targets. While much of it remained theoretical, it sent a powerful message. The militarization of space had begun. Although the Cold War eventually ended, the idea of using space as a theater of defense never disappeared. Instead, it evolved, hidden under layers of secrecy and technological progress. The modern space race, a battle for dominance. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the competition for space dominance has reached an entirely new level. This time, it's not just the United States and Russia. Emerging powers like China, India, and even private companies have joined the race, each with their own ambitions. China has launched multiple missions to the Moon and Mars, built its own space station, and, most importantly, tested anti-satellite weapons, ASATs, capable of destroying objects in orbit. The United States, meanwhile, has formed the U.S. Space Force, a separate military branch dedicated entirely to defending American interest in space. Russia continues to upgrade its orbital systems and test new types of space-based weaponry, while India demonstrated its capability by shooting down a satellite in 2019. Even countries like Iran and North Korea have shown interest in developing orbital technology. Space has officially become the new global battlefield, where information, control, and surveillance determine victory. The invisible weapons of the space war. Unlike traditional warfare, the space war doesn't rely on bullets or bombs. Its weapons are invisible, like satellites, lasers, jammers, and cyber tools. Modern militaries rely heavily on satellites for communication, navigation, and intelligence. GPS signals guide missiles and drones. Satellites transmit encrypted data, and reconnaissance satellites provide real-time battlefield images. Disabling or destroying even a few of these satellites could cripple an entire military operation. Nations are therefore developing anti-satellite systems that can blind or disable enemy satellites. Some use direct missiles, while others deploy cyber attacks, microwave pulses, or laser beams to fry electronics in orbit. There are also reports of satellite jammers, devices that can disrupt communication or scramble GPS signals, already being tested in various regions around the globe. What makes these tools so dangerous is their subtlety. A satellite could fail, and the world might never know whether it was a malfunction or an act of war. The Space Force and the future of warfare. In 2019, the United States made history by officially establishing the U.S. Space Force, marking the first new branch of the American military in over 70 years. Its mission: to protect U.S. interests in space and ensure freedom of operation beyond Earth's atmosphere. This move was not symbolic, it was strategic. Space Force oversees hundreds of satellites that support communication, navigation, and surveillance. It's also responsible for defending these assets from potential threats, whether from enemy missiles or cyber attacks. Other countries have followed suit. China's People's Liberation Army Strategic Support Force, PLASSF, integrates space, cyber, and electronic warfare capabilities under one command. Russia has its own aerospace defense forces, responsible for monitoring and protecting its orbital infrastructure. The creation of these specialized military branches confirms one undeniable truth: space is now officially a warfighting domain. Private companies in the space race. It's not just governments that are part of this hidden conflict. Private companies have become critical players in the new space era. Corporations like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic are developing cutting-edge technologies, reusable rockets, massive satellite constellations, and interplanetary travel systems. But beyond exploration, these companies are also reshaping global communication and security. SpaceX's Starlink constellation, for example, provides internet coverage from space, a system that can bypass traditional infrastructure and operate during conflicts or natural disasters. In Ukraine, Starlink has already played a vital role in maintaining communications during wartime. This demonstrates a new layer of power: corporate influence in space. Private companies now control assets that even militaries rely on, blurring the line between public and private interests in space defense. Cyber warfare in orbit. While physical attacks on satellites are rare, cyber warfare has become one of the most active fronts in the secret space war. Hackers can infiltrate ground control systems, disrupt communication networks, or even take control of satellites. In 2022, cyber attacks on satellite networks caused communication blackouts across parts of Europe. These incidents, often disguised as technical glitches, are becoming increasingly frequent. As space systems become more interconnected, the risk of cyber sabotage grows. Experts warn that a large-scale cyber attack could take down entire fleets of satellites, causing chaos in communication, navigation, and even power grids on Earth. The frightening part: cyber warfare leaves no visible damage, no debris, and often no clear perpetrator, making retaliation nearly impossible. Artificial intelligence and the space battlefield. The next phase of the space war will likely be powered by artificial intelligence (AI). AI algorithms can process enormous amounts of data from satellites, detect threats in real time, and even make autonomous decisions. AI-driven satellites can identify missile launches, monitor enemy activity, and optimize defense systems faster than any human could. Militaries are already experimenting with autonomous drones and orbital AI systems that can adapt and respond instantly to changing situations. But with AI comes danger. If autonomous systems begin making decisions without human oversight, the potential for mistakes or escalations becomes much higher. One false signal or system error could trigger catastrophic consequences, turning space into a flashpoint for conflict. The silent battles already happening above us. Many experts believe that the space war isn't a future event, it's already happening quietly above us. There have been reports of satellites being approached, nudged, or interfered with by unknown spacecraft. Some satellites have mysteriously stopped functioning after close encounters with foreign objects. Others have been blinded temporarily by directed energy or laser interference. In 2020, the US accused Russia of testing a projectile from one of its satellites, essentially turning it into a space-based weapon. China's Shijian satellites have also been observed performing unusual maneuvers, leading analysts to speculate about potential dual-use technology. These events don't make headlines, but they signal that the battle for dominance in orbit has already begun. Silently, invisibly, and without the public's awareness. The dangers of space debris and collateral damage. One of the most dangerous side effects of the space war is space debris. Fragments of destroyed satellites and rockets orbiting Earth at tremendous speeds. Even a small piece of debris can destroy a functioning satellite upon impact. Each time a nation tests an anti-satellite weapon, it creates thousands of new fragments, adding to the growing cloud of debris circling our planet. This debris threatens not only military satellites but also civilian systems, weather forecasting, communication, GPS, and even the International Space Station. In short, the space war doesn't just endanger nations, it endangers all of humanity by polluting the very environment that sustains our technological civilization. The race for lunar and Martian control. Beyond Earth's orbit, the next major arena of competition lies on the Moon and Mars. The Moon is rich in resources like helium-3, which could be used for clean nuclear fusion. Whoever controls lunar mining operations could potentially control future energy supplies. China and the US both have plans to establish permanent lunar bases within the next decade, each claiming it's for research and exploration. But analysts suggest a deeper strategic motive. Mars, too, represents more than a scientific goal. It's a symbol of dominance, not the next flag to be planted, the next boundary to be claimed. The technology and infrastructure developed to reach and colonize Mars could also double as military assets, capable of launching satellites, weapons, or surveillance systems from beyond Earth's reach. The need for space law and global cooperation. Currently, space is governed by the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, which prohibits the placement of weapons of mass destruction in orbit. However, the treaty is outdated and vague when it comes to modern technologies like lasers, cyber warfare, or satellite manipulation. Without strong international laws, nations are free to push boundaries and exploit loopholes. Experts warn that if space militarization continues unchecked, we could face the first space-based arms race, one that could easily spiral into conflict. Global cooperation is urgently needed to establish clear rules for the peaceful use of space, transparency in military operations, and shared responsibility for space debris and orbital safety. The economic side of the space war space is not just a military domain, it's also an economic battleground. The global space economy is already worth over $500 billion and is expected to reach trillions in the coming decades. Satellites enable everything from financial transactions to climate monitoring. Controlling space infrastructure means controlling data, communication, and trade. Whoever dominates these systems gains a massive geopolitical and economic advantage. This is why nations and corporations are investing billions in building their own space fleets. It's not just about defense, it's about economic control and securing dominance over the future digital economy. The shadow of a space-based conflict. Imagine a scenario where two satellites collide, one belonging to a superpower and another to its rival. Was it an accident or an attack? How would the world respond? The lack of transparency and accountability in space creates a dangerous environment where misunderstandings can escalate quickly. A simple malfunction could be misinterpreted as a deliberate strike, leading to retaliation and possibly even global war. The terrifying truth is that the first shots of the next world war may not be fired on Earth, but in orbit. Hope for a peaceful future. Despite these dangers, there is still hope. Many scientists, engineers, and organizations are advocating for peaceful cooperation in space. Joint missions, shared research programs, and international partnerships remind us that space exploration can still unite humanity rather than divide it. Efforts like the Artemis Accords, which promote transparency and collaboration in lunar exploration, are steps in the right direction, but more needs to be done. Humanity must recognize that space belongs to all of us, not as a battlefield, but as a shared frontier of discovery. The challenge now is to ensure that technological progress serves peace, not conflict. The hidden war above our heads. The idea of a space war may sound like science fiction, but it's already becoming a part of our reality. Satellites are being targeted, cyber attacks are growing, and nations are racing to claim dominance over the final frontier. The secret space war isn't about lasers and spaceships, at least not yet. It's about control of the invisible infrastructure that powers our modern world. Every time you use GPS, make a phone call, or send a message across continents, you are relying on systems that could become targets in this silent conflict. The world has entered a new era, one where the boundaries of war extend far beyond Earth. The question is not if the space war will happen, it's how far it has already gone, and whether humanity can find the wisdom to stop it before it's too late. As the stars continue to shine above us, one truth becomes clear. The battle for space is no longer a distant dream. It's already here. If you are interested in watching videos like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And give your opinion in the comment section. We'll see you in the next video.